You're on.
Alright, welcome back to Anomalization. Thanks to some interesting fate rolls that were in the group's favor. After they exited the club, they stopped by a supply store, basically, for farm tools and equipment, where Sadim's character got some supplies. As you then headed en route to the destination, you received an email from the contact, codename Ronan. And it basically just gives you a couple of pictures from the exterior of the location. You do see that there is a picture of a truck. It looks to be a Heartland Foundation transport vehicle. And it just so happens right after you get the email, about 30 minutes later, you see one on the highway that gets off the same exit in the Vermont territory as you need to get to your location. You're in Vermont now. This is in Vermont.
Okay.
We're headed to New Hampshire.
You guys, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. 100%. You guys are right, 100%. You're heading to New Hampshire from Vermont. My bad. I got confused. Got turned around. So, as you guys are entering New Hampshire, in the area in which that you guys are en route, this vehicle has stayed with you most of the ride. And it is actually an identical one to the picture from outside of the actual warehouse you guys are en route to. It appears to be, from what you can go for the last 40 minutes of travel time, going to the same place you guys are.
Hey, Sven. Do your voices pick up any radio chatter from that truck?
He is able to pick up frequencies that look to be old CB, and it looks to be a confirmation of return from this Heartland Foundation frequency that he's able to hack into from where he is.
Ah.
It looks like they're returning to holding location, according to the records.
Think you can block the signal and drive off the truck?
Make a mechanical roll.
98 before I do any bonus.
Sven chuckles. Yes, he can block the signal with nothing more than asking his baby to just cancel.
Good CB.
Yeah, good CB. And done. He, with that, as high as it was, and you asked him to run him off the road?
Yep.
With a 98 for both of those two things.
As I turn around. Hold on.
Yeah.
And don't let those barrels spill.
I will make sure the barrels don't spill because I am now concerned about what is in them.
Hey, as long as they don't
Immediately,
spill.
like, spring to my feet, rush over to them.
They're semi-tied down.
So is not good enough.
So, as you guys are going, Sven speeds up, able to get around, and he immaculately pins the car, which jams on their brakes. You guys are coming off of a highway, basically. Now, mind you, it looks pretty clear and barren, and Sven tells you that any police chatter will just, not be heard.
Okay, the highways are barren, always.
Yeah, basically. And it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You pin the car, jams on his brakes, Sven is able to pull it in, and you guys in the back hear just the faintest of touch from where he basically pins the vehicle against the wall.
Hey guys, you get rid of their drivers?
Hell yeah. I'll burst out the back. I've got my gun. I've already got my gun.
Are you going with your human form? You could go monkey.
I'll go monkey.
Reject humanity. Return to monkey.
So, you guys jump out of the back as you see...
It's gonna be a really weird day for these guys. They run off the road and now 2 dudes in a monkey burst at the back of a Staples truck.
I won't ask you guys to leave anyone alive, don't worry.
So, as you guys pop out, you see an armed gunman. You guys can see in through the window there might be another one, but you can't see him yet. He jumps out and pulls, but you have initiative, so go ahead. There's 2 guys you see movement, so I can tell you that much.
Fuck this guy. I'm targeting him just square in the
I'm
chest.
crawling up into the front with Sven.
+5. Yep.
I'm going to use my boosted perception for a +10 to that, and I'm just going to fire.
As I lower the window,
Come on, man.
see if I can get a shot out my window at the guy.
The angle you're at from here, it would be hard for you to get a shot on the guy outside the car, and the front windshield's in the way of you, the other guy.
Okay.
So at the moment, you don't have a shot.
That's fine. I'm just holding my position so I have cover.
Yep. No, you're perfectly covered at the moment. Sorry, man, no?
No. Very low roll.
Did you want to use your power to take another shot?
I can do that?
Didn't you do that last week?
No.
Oh, you were using your power before, and I allowed you to use 2 shots.
I never did.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. My bad.
If you're off, right?
You know, you had initiative because you just jumped out of the back, and he was kind of shocked. Did you get out? Go ahead. Take another shot.
Ooh, way better.
Alright, roll.
8 total.
Okay. You put a bullet in his shoulder a little bit. Looks like it might have been through and through, but it did some damage.
Nice.
Your turn, man. Go ahead.
Go ape shit.
5.
Plus your control, and if you're going with a melee attack, then your endurance. 80? Total with your endurance?
75.
That's it. That's a successful attack. What are you going for? A punch or for a grapple?
I'll go for a grapple.
Okay. Then roll. I think it's a d12. And what are you moving him or just trying to grappling him where he is?
Gonna try to get him to the ground.
You succeed. Let me just make a quick roll.
I didn't even roll.
You see when you attack. You managed to pull him out over here, but he manages to get to a knee.
Okay.
He rolled an 87 on his endurance check to stay standing.
Okay.
But you do the what's the damage?
9
9
plus.
plus.
Is there a plus to your grapple?
Dead.
I don't know.
Just say +1, so it's a total of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, grapple is with a d12 plus 1, so a total of 10, right?
Yep.
Would it be intensity, which is plus damage for power attributes?
I think it's
Which is, yeah, plus 10 for you.
Yeah.
plus 10 damage.
I can't be.
No,
plus
each
10
one of that one
damage.
is
Yeah,
each cube equals 2 cubes equals a +1.
Oh, okay.
So it's a +1.
Yeah.
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 So yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that's different. If you go over to the chart, it specifies which.
So base attributes, each dot is +5, but for power attributes, each dot is +1.
I thought proficiency.
Oh, is it? Oh, so it's proficiency. 2 dots in your proficiency equals 1, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so it's the rest of them are
Plus
+5
1. I believe
for
it is.
whatever thing you're going for.
Intensity
I'm just
currently
looking for
is-
clarification so I know for the future.
Oh no, I totally get it
Yeah.
because you don't do a combat action, so you don't add damage based. But
Intensity is in regards to damage.
yeah, no, well, it's intensity is damage die if you roll for it, but we do it. It's different for a melee attack for a different form. So, yep. So, all right, he's looking to basically beat up. And you're gonna hold action, just watching.
Yep.
Okay.
So if the other guy comes out, I'll have a shot on him.
Okay.
You don't want to come out and heal the monkey?
You should be able to be fine until we're all done. Right now, it's 3 of you against 1.
Yep.
Or at least 2.5.
Just one. She loved them.
All right. As you're grappling the guy and he managed to stay standing, Shadow comes in, hurls a knife. It sticks in his knee. He's basically knocked prone.
Oh, into the other guys. I thought Shadow stuck it into his own knee.
Don't worry, I've got you. Ah!
Don't get me wrong, would have been hilarious, but no, unintentional.
Lights off the truck and hits him.
All right. Wow, that was actually kind of impressive.
The flex off the truck into the skull.
So this guy comes stumbling out of the truck. It looks like he wasn't even seatbelted, so he looks knocked around a little bit. You can now, since you're holding your action, get a shot off.
Yeah, no.
Okay, your thing pings off the windshield of the vehicle. And he does not get an action. Top of the order, go ahead, man.
Alright. So
He's now being grappled by the monkey.
first guy's on the ground, the second guy just stepped out.
Yep. You can move over 1 foot and get a clear shot.
Yeah, because I don't want to risk hitting the monkey.
Yep.
And I'll just do a regular shot. I'm not going to overuse my power.
Hit.
So the base.
I know you have a plus 15 base.
Yeah. So.
Roll damage.
3.
You go ahead, man. You have advantage now because he's prone and wounded.
Yeah, and I've still got him in my grip.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Just above half health. He can
Yeah.
still fight back now. That's how I do it.
60.
Plus your,
Uh,
for you it's control, so, and the endurance.
75.
Yeah, so, yep, you get a good solid hit. Roll damage.
Five.
Okay. Alright, he hasn't moved, so you can get another shot if you want.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, he hasn't moved, and he was still disbalanced getting out of the vehicle, so barely made the boulder crawl out.
Wow, I'm rolling shit on this. But no.
Okay, so another miss.
I don't have enough plus to make a 21 work.
Shadow throws his 2 knives at this guy and misses. If any of you fumble and kill Shadow, I will give you a hero point for later use for a reroll whenever you want. My
And
god!
accidentally puts it in reverse, runs over the guy's head that's on the floor. and it's-
Tempting, but Monkey would have to make a dodge. If he fumbled, he gets crushed too. I agree with the
The
thought.
sacrifice we're willing to make. I beg your pardon? You heard me?
Okay. So this guy,
I'm a good healer, I'll bring him back.
he struggles.
Necro
He
monkey.
struggles against you and tries to get a knee with his good knee, but misses. This guy's gun jams. You don't know if it was damage getting out of it. He rolled a 2. He tried to fire at you, but you hear a clink. You see him try to start clearing the jam. Your mistake. It doesn't look like it's working.
Is he making it worse?
He rolled an 11 on his attempt to fix it. At this point, he's like,
As he's trying to fix it, he accidentally releases the clip.
yeah, right? Or like the string bumps out. It's like, oh.
As the bullet pops
so I'm doing
out.
it.
Alright, I'm gonna put another one in him. Aiming for like his face at this point.
You have advantage at this point because this idiot is trying to unjam a gun.
Okay, good. Because I just rolled a 3.
Good. Plus your bonuses you
plus
hit.
all my bonuses I might hit.
You do.
Okay.
You clear. These guys aren't wearing armor. They look to be wearing. You
So I
can
just
tell
gotta-
Heartland Foundation. Look like
So yeah, if I just gotta clear
Polo
60,
jerseys?
I will...
yeah, polo jerseys type things.
So yeah, if I just gotta hit 60, then I will hit 60 exact.
You hit. Roll damage.
He's not a 1. I'll take that. 7.
7. Okay.
Hey, my guns do. I don't.
That's the way it hopefully should be. Alright, go ahead, man. You have advantage. You wasn't able to get out of prone.
Maybe you should switch to a shotgun.
Probably. I figured this would be faster. But...
Well, you know, there's... What'd you roll?
4?
40. Yeah, 4.
No, that's 4.
4.
Yeah.
I see the double zeros, and if it's
Yeah.
not a 0 at the other one, which would be
Yeah.
epic, and I'll let you kill him for that. But you didn't roll under a 3, 3 or less. So you think you try to push him, he gives resistance, not effective. But you know, he tries to fight you off him, and you get him more pinned. The Dice Gods really hate these guys, and I...
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Yeah, fuck these guys, that's right. Alright, he hasn't moved. Do you want to take a third shot?
Sure.
He's distracted right now, trying to unjam his gun as he's watching his...
Also being fired on by me.
Wow.
8 was my roll.
Damn.
Dice are-
Yeah, your dice don't like
This
you
is the dice
shooting
that rolled 100 and a 98.
But then it doesn't like you.
It doesn't like me attacking people.
I guess you are a pacifist.
It just likes me running people off the road and blowing things up.
Oh, you have vehicular manslaughter.
Okay, so Shadow throws another knife, it goes wild, gets really mad, uses his power, hurls a knife. Nat 100.
Nice.
with power enhancement. So he does 2d10 times 2, which
That's just that fucking knife in the temple.
My God, when Shadow
To the
actually
hilt.
hits things, he hits things really fucking hard.
yeah, he does good.
That poor guy with his like jammed gun.
So you're able to watch and you hear this thing whiz past you that actually you feel the hair on your fur move. You see this knife almost turn dark blue as it just shoots out of his hand. It sticks in the guy's shoulder, knocking the gun clear this way, like off the fucking highway level. And then you see as almost a second later, it almost pops. And the knife. Still something from Curtis about magnesium cores. Or sodium cores. Hey, we're in Geneva Convention shit.
And the Geneva suggestion.
Consideration. But the dude whelps in pain and drops down to a knee. You won't be able to see him at this point because he's behind the truck. But, so, yeah, he's hurt and the other guy is so weak now that he's not fighting you much. This will basically be finishing them off, honestly.
At this point, I'm gonna holster my gun and grab my hammer that I picked up last session.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to cave his fucking skull in, basically.
You have advantage because he literally is holding a gashing arm wound.
Again, I rolled a 3, so thank you. You know what?
Yeah, I was gonna say this might be a nice switch out. I would also say, man, if you want some sets, man, I got some, man. These dice ain't treating your gun right.
No, I'm gonna switch to the other one.
I got it.
These ones don't seem to like me in combat, but these ones here did last time. These ones didn't like me when I was doing other rolls.
So you have...
Okay, that's way better.
Yeah, I know what damage that does, so how do you want to do it?
Cave his fucking skull.
You run up to him, leap up a half foot, and just drive it into his skull. He just plummets down dead. Quick splash of head. Your turn, man. Go ahead.
We're not gonna have this truck for very long, anyways.
Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, you try to push him down hard to do like a, smash attack, but it doesn't work. He weakly resists, but does nothing else. You good, man?
I'll open the door at this point, and do I see anyone else in the truck?
No.
Okay, then I'll get out and start walking around the truck. Do I see anyone behind it?
Nope. The truck is, as far as you can tell, vacant.
Okay.
You do have to kind of climb around it because it's right up against the median, but you can manage it with no difficulty.
Yeah.
Basically, just kind of walk on the barrier for a minute. All right.
After this, we just gotta dump the parties off the side.
Yeah.
It'll take them a few weeks before they find them.
You see that Shadow goes up to the guy you have grappled, walks up with a knife, does 2 quick jabs, and the guy goes limp in your arms. There's and leaking blood, and then he begins to just.
Shadow, he's very good.
He did okay then.
Shadow looks over at the other dead guy with the gun, the jammed gun, and he says, "Sorry, Uncle Billy."
Actually, let's just stick them in the back of the truck.
Okay.
Samples?
No,
Spare parts.
special delivery.
Oh, in the back of this truck?
Yes.
Oh.
Alright.
Hey, man, our truck. Come on.
No.
So you guys take the bodies.
Weekend at 30s them into the front seat. I can puppeteer them from the back, like a wave of the arm, like, hey guys, look.
Hey, if you want to drive with the corpse,
Um,
I wouldn't want to get pulled over at that point.
They're still fresh. They won't
Come on,
smell.
officer.
do you want to go back to human form or?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
You stand up into
All
human
right.
form.
Anything else in the back of the truck as we
What-
open it up?
What you find is a device. This is as ghetto as an recreation as I can do for the moment, but is something around this. Sorry, other direction. It looks to be a bunch of devices set up to a console. And you notice in the back of the truck right here are chains. Look to be like special handcuffs and signs of a recent series of scruffs and scrapes on the ground of this thing. It looks like this is a transport for people. And you notice that the doors they're unlocked when you get there, but they're double bolted, and it looks like this was meant to secure people for transport.
Alright.
There's
So
nobody
first-
now, though.
No.
Let's get the bodies in the back of this truck. We'll get the truck over to somewhere where we can actually move stuff around without being out, obviously, on the highway.
Shadow just hops in the driver's seat once you guys load the vehicles. He'll drive the
Perfect.
truck to wherever you guys gotta
Do we
go.
trust him with control of the truck? Is that really the smartest? I'm just saying.
I don't blame you, but when it comes to driving, he's actually is good. He tracks drives. I made him handy for multiple purposes. One of them was if you needed a driver for another vehicle.
Okay.
So he's fine.
Instead of a
I
driver,
specify that because
think
he
that
actually has a bonus to his driving. I'm not worried. I question his ability in combat, and he can be useful. I accept this.
Whenever he hits them,
Yeah,
When he hits, he is good. When he hits and doesn't fumble
which is rare.
repeatedly.
you couldn't give him a bonus for combat instead of for driving.
I did, but he fumbles a lot. That's the dice gods not loving him.
So then we load back up and drive onwards till we find. Is that a construction site?
As you guys are approaching, you can gauge from the maps that you guys have, and at this point, again, a GPS system, which Fen has. You guys are about 5 minutes away when you come upon a construction site. It looks to be for new buildings in the warehousing district. This is one of their truck yards.
Perfect.
Yep. And honestly, I did also give him a lock-picking bonus. So, immediately Shadow drives the truck up, picks the lock to the truck yard, opens it up
Excellent.
with no issue.
Pull inside. Alright. So, Sven is going to move that apparatus into my truck
Yep.
and move the fertilizer into the other truck with the other necessary utensils to turn those fertilizers into bombs like was used in quite a few different terrorist acts in the 90s.
You find a bunch of metal barrels that you can load up with the concoction to set up to the detonator.
That's why I'm not going through all the
no
details because it's super simple math and science and chemistry, and I don't want to be claimed to be actual terrorists by knowing the formula.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. But you set it up. It takes you.
I couldn't quite reach it.
About hour or two.
Yeah. It takes you about an hour and 20 minutes. I rolled it.
Okay.
So you get it done. It's set up to. It's rigged. It's very rigged. You do hear about
Now the car-shaped bomb.
30 minutes before you're done, finished with the rig. There's a communication just requesting an update from the holding area.
Ben, give us some interference. Okay. And I'm gonna try and bullshit.
Make
Could have truck pulled it. Oh,
Flat. That's the delayed. On wait. Few minutes. You want me to make a deception roll?
no. He was a little curious about the interference because he's all
Shit, I
high
rolled a
quality.
92.
It works out, honestly. He was a little concerned about the interference, but once he heard your message, you reply, received transport 1, received, holding area on standby. Ready for next transport. Click. So, I'll do this math for fun. Yeah. As you are getting close to location, you receive an email and a text message from Codename Ronan. He tells you that he is actually on site. He saw the vehicle, that's why he communicated. You don't see him, but he mentions that he's over by the roof entrance, asking what is your current plan? Or what are you planning?
How stealthy are you?
He's confident in his ability.
Judging by the layout, I'm guessing that they have the prisoners in one of the rooms to the back of the warehouse.
He mentioned it looks like they have 2 holding rooms as far as he could see through the windows nearby where the roof access is.
Okay. we're gonna make a big deal at the other side of the warehouse.
Yep.
At least me and my friend are. The rest of my crew is gonna go to the back door. When everything breaks up and starts going nuts on the front, okay, try and get them out.
He says that's agreeable. He is going to reposition and be at this side door waiting. So you guys are going to breach. I can move this now. Sorry, I don't need this.
Oh, there's a door down there.
Yep, one door that leads to here, because this is 8 feet. I'm actually using the map
I
as
thought
in
the side door
perspective.
was this.
No, it's actually down here. This is emergency fire escape that was never finished. You see that on the blueprint, so that actually leads nowhere. So this is a secure door.
Okay.
One door from the outside, it's a little service passageway that leads to here. He is going to be waiting here for you guys.
Alright.
Then you'll know when it's in. What's up?
How would they put a desk in front of the door?
This is elevated. This barrel, this is 8 feet, and then this is another 8 feet. This is a catwalk area, or an elevated area, above the roof of this.
Got it.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm sorry about the perspective. This is,
No, that's cool.
know,
I
I figured I'd use it the way it was on the map.
yeah.
Are there guards at the front door?
He mentions that there are only 2 guards he was able to currently verify. Is outside of this door, there appears to be a shotgun-looking, probably hired thug type. And he mentioned that he's seen guys doing patrols up here. Looks to be another hired thug with an SMG. He does mention he's seen some Heartland Foundation guards in the facility coming in and out. He mentions that these guys look like they're wearing actual, like, Kevlar suits, and they are carrying more tech firearms, as he describes it, in the message. He says the thugs look to be hired just by locals. He doesn't say that. He says that the guards look to be more threatening than the thugs they hired just for basic protection.
Okay. Alright, so here's my idea. You two go to the back door. Shadow is going to take the truck with the explosives up to the main door. Okay? As Shadow brings it up to the main door, if we want, it's up to you guys. We can prop up Weekend at Bernie style a fake driver for Shadow to use as cover. And then as soon as he gets up to the door, Shadow can escape, get as far the fuck away as he can. We'll set off the explosives, and either Sven or I will be driving the bulldozer in through the side of the entrance of this side of the building over here. I like the tank coming in. So if we put the bomb over there, and I come in with the bulldozer on this side,
Right.
okay?
And we can enter through the back while everybody's distracted by the
Yeah,
two.
so that gives
two big distractions that'll take attention away from this area.
This could be a good opportunity to kill Shadow.
I'm waiting for you to tell me when you radio detonator the detonation and don't bring it to a timer. But mine is you, if I actually thought you were going, if I actually had a problem with it, I would tell you not to. You realize I'm only specifying what I think you're going to do, not what I'm telling you not what to do. There's also a stairs here.
Oh.
And there is a window here that you could climb into as an alternate route. That is specified on the blueprints.
Okay.
So that's the only 2 modifications to the current map that we have. I can draw out many things if you want. But,
No.
so yeah, so stairway, window. Looks like this is one of those observation windows. So it's huge. You could
So
bust it.
alternatively, we could just get into. Feel like.
This is the way in.
Well, yeah, we could. Then we could.
Yeah, that or you know, so there is another alternate way in that's not just the
So-
stairs. I want to specify that.
Now,
If we're
here's the
coming in
next
from
question.
Here, would we be on the same level as that?
Well, this is no,
can't come in
this is
through-
downstairs.
Downstairs.
We gotta
Oh,
come
right,
in
we
through
can't
this-
come- Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
through
Okay.
the
Okay.
door. Downstairs.
Yeah,
no,
and
no.
he said there are stairs up
Really?
here for them to go up.
Yep.
Okay. So, here's the next question.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a big one. Do we give the detonator to Shadow, or do we let Sven take care of it?
The detonator for the truck.
Yes.
Well, considering what
Actually,
these-
high or low?
Okay then.
Low.
I was gonna make a case for Shadow, but
Shadow's gonna get a shoelace
10.
cut on the.
Okay.
Seriously?
Yeah. So Sven's gonna drive the bulldozer.
Okay. So the idea is to come in from here with the bulldozer and send Shadow here with the explosive.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So once the explosive goes off, after the explosion goes off, that will be the trigger for you guys to rush in, as the bulldozer will also take that as a trigger to rush in.
all right.
Explosive, rush, bulldoze.
Well, we'll come in around the same time that the bulldozer does.
Yeah. The explosion
And the
is the
explosion's
trigger.
The cue to go.
Is the cue.
All right.
Okay, so question then: who's taking the detonator?
I mean, considering the fact that there are going to be guys who are actually prepared in here, I think taking all the help we could get is a good idea, so that we don't blow up Shadow today.
Okay, so gives Shadow the detonator,
Yeah.
and if he blows himself up, then it's his own stupidity.
Yeah. We shouldn't act if they try to kill him.
It's not good to get into the practice. As much as I almost appreciate it, and mind you, I'm not refusing
if he
it.
just so happens
It's
to
still.
fumble,
I appreciate it though, because I can't argue with that. I'm not really. This wasn't my NPC I had in mind. I threw them together.
Yeah.
Not really happy. But you're right. Let's let him have a death noble, as opposed to just
He's
assassinating
getting
him.
blown up.
I'm
with
not
a
talking about nobility.
100
I think he should just die spectacularly.
A giant
That works too.
explosion. It'd be like the opening of
Well, yeah, but then
Deadpool.
we don't get to see it happen. We'll just see the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are coming in this way. You're back here with the bulldoze.
I want to
so,
see the life dream from his eyes.
This is
are you
realize
playing as
just how
Sven or
useless
Sadiq?
he is.
Or both?
Both.
Okay. So are you both gonna be with the bulldoze? I'm curious so I can run
No.
run the table. Okay.
Sadeem's gonna basically stay with the truck and be close to the side exit.
Okay.
So that way he's prepared to help with the medical that needs to be taken care of.
Gotcha.
Sven is going to drive in. Once he's in, he's just going to leave the thing and drive, hop out, and come running back around.
Back to the truck.
Yep,
Gotcha.
through the hole that he left.
Okay. But he is going to be on the truck at least while it gets in to make sure that it will. Okay. Just want to double check so I can
Yeah,
roll it
as
out.
soon as it starts going through the wall, that's when he's going to jump off and go.
Okay.
Because that thing will just keep on going until it gets caught on something or stops.
Yep. Perfectly agreeable. So you guys are going to come in here. So,
Yep.
basically, after about 10 minutes, you guys arrive at the site. You see the same pictures that Conan Ronan sent you. And from what you see, there is the back entrance. As you guys are pulling up to this back, which is the way, and the bulldozer is angled properly down the way a
Sven's
little
in
bit.
it. I'll take the truck over.
As you arrive by the door opens, and you see basically a hooded, cloaked figure with swords on his back. He's not currently whipping a sword at you. But he's wearing a full gas mask, you see, as he just opens the door. And you see behind him, it's dark, there doesn't appear to be any lights on, and he motions you guys in.
Okay. So you guys hop out of the truck. I'm going to pull about, I'd say, 50 feet from the entrance.
Alright.
Okay, so
Hand me the bulldozer.
you guys are with Ronan up there. And basically what you see here is a long hallway of like clothing and stuff that leads around here to this door.
Okay.
This is a storage area with a door over here next to the stairs.
Alright.
So this is actually a wall here. Ronan basically brings you, it's a hallway long enough for you guys to line up basically. And you guys are in position. Do you want to stay as you or Monkey?
Yeah, I'm going back to Monkey.
Okay. Ronan kind of watches with kind of a head slightly sideways and then shrugs. As you change into that.
Monkey the hammer.
Give the monkey the hammer. How much damage does the monkey do on its own?
Or grab a pipe.
Does a lot of damage on his own.
That's D12, right? Because the hammer's a D10.
That's the
So-
grapple. I think your melee
The
strike
grapple's,
is
D10 plus 2.
yeah. Your melee strikes
So
are
your
D10
melee
plus
strike
2.
does the same amount of damage as my hammer.
Yeah. So I mean, a punch of a monkey with a full-grown fist it's still painful.
We should still arm the monkey in the future.
I think you like brass knuckles.
Spank the monkey.
Breast knuckles?
Imagine just monkey like you could like
Well,
just
can you?
brass knuckles. That would give
Okay,
you an
so
extra.
breast knuckles. I'm
No,
like,
no, brass
how the hell
knuckles.
do you fight with the...
Well, do you still keep your guns when you go into monkey mode?
Yeah, everything on his person changes with his energy field. I did that to make it simpler because honestly, I don't want the dynamics of you having to pick up clothing every time you change. I'm lazy, whatever.
Monkey with gun.
And yet I still have power over my bowel movement. I don't know my guns.
You hand me the guns.
But I
Turn
know
it
You've
when
never
over, then I can
specified to
them
hand
back
them
to
off. You could. You could. You could easily be like, dude, hold my guns. They're out of your energy field if it's not on you. I've never specified that. Like, You could, and I think it would be funny to watch a monkey with a fucking Glock or whatever. 45.
As funny as a monkey throwing shit at people's faces.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna think of the dynamics of biological functions. With the shape changing, I'm just not getting there.
Come on, Shadow, don't fuck it up.
Alright, so
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
you ready to begin?
Sure.
Can we roll for prayer? For Shadow? Some moments.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you guys are going, and this is the truck. Basically, I know you guys don't see this because you're over here crouched by this door.
You'll hear it.
They'll hear it.
Definitely hear it.
He rolled high enough to actually get this part correct. The agility check after, we'll see.
Oh, no.
But as he goes in, he basically grabs, as it's about to, honks it twice. You hear some radio interference. You actually do see the shotgun guard that was by this door, the hired thug, look over to a viewing window. And what you don't see is Shadow manages to grab the detonator and jump out of the vehicle.
Oh no, what just happened?
Just made it. Fate was on his side.
For once.
Yeah, he does a roll, goes slightly forward, not what he was trying to do, but manages to recover enough not to get run over by the truck.
Good.
And holds onto the detonator. And as you see, you don't see him, but he's about 40 feet away. As he begins to roll and run, the truck keeps moving. You do see the shotgun guy step back. As the truck smashes into this place, it explodes. The entire wall, 2 windows that are on the second story area over here, blow out. This guy goes flying back.
Old school action movie.
Yeah, basically. He goes flying back about 35 feet and lands in a clump. You saw from how close he was to getting blown up, he's probably not going to get up. He's leaking. The guy over here, you can vaguely see this. From the impact, he manages to not keep his footing. You hear a bunch of footsteps above you. Coming from the room that appears to be right above your heads.
So that'd be like the office.
Yep. The area around here is engulfed in flame and wreck and pieces of stone, metal from the wall, and pieces of truck from the truck. You do see that the entryway is now kind of open. There's a quarter of a truck over here. So the more accurate description would be kind of like that. That is really just the shredded back of the truck that didn't get blown up. Because it's made of metal. That's pretty much about it. There is also random body parts that were blown apart into pieces from the back, from the 2 bodies that you left there.
Oops.
That are just that are all over this area. So basically, this has no front, but it's over here. That just kind of flew in after the crash.
I just picture someone's Heartland smile going flying.
Okay, so
Okay. I wait, and Sven's gonna wait about 15-20 seconds before he starts going through the wall.
Yep. Do you guys want to move?
Well,
Ronan's at the door waiting for you to
that's our
move.
cue, I guess.
Alright, so Ronan dives in with the door. This guy appears to be getting up. He's face down right now. He doesn't appear to see you. And you hear movement coming from this area now.
Alright.
Definitely a couple people running over.
So that would be the first round, so 6 seconds.
Yep. Alright, and so you guys are now in here.
See if we're rolling.
There was just a giant explosion. They're pretty distracted by that right now. Unless you attack them, they're gonna go and check out what the fuck blew up.
Alright.
So I would say that wouldn't be needed.
Question.
Yes.
Would we be able to go around here to the stairs up here before Sven comes through that wall?
That's kind of why I'm waiting like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, go ahead.
Yeah, so I say we had that.
He waves over.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're gonna have to deal with these guys.
Okay, so as you guys are coming around here, you manage to get up the stairs. One of you want to take care of the window to get into the office. It's a giant pane,
Okay.
6 feet by
Take care
9
of it.
feet.
Unless the monkey wants to.
You
I'll
can
go for it. Go at it with my hammer, I guess.
one quick slash across. Go for it.
84.
You smash that window out, and you see that there is an office here.
With that kind of roll, that's perfect timing for the wall to break open to cover up the sound of the window.
I'm like over here with the hammer, just like, I'm the wall, I'm the wall, I'm the wall, I'm the wall. Alright, fucking crash.
You want me to roll?
Yep.
35 plus.
It's mechanical.
Yeah, it's like plus 50. I guess.
It's like 35. He doesn't have nearly any other stats. Don't worry about it.
I guess it fits his more.
And,
So
and his
that would
HP is
be-
less than half of yours.
65
65?
to run a bulldozer through a wall.
No issue. You busted in. Have Sven make an agility check, though, because once it gets into the wall, he's got to make the jump before it's in the building. I'll give it that.
29. Nope. I jump into the wall.
This is how Sven dies.
That would suck. Yeah, as the truck drives through, which does go, you
So-
see it takes off. You do make an observation check, you two, and I will for
Nah.
I didn't jump in time.
nope. Yeah, as he was getting out, his frame gave him just a little bit of trouble,
Did he
so
get
he's
stuck in the door.
so he manages to get out right about here.
Okay.
So manages to dislodge himself and get out. What'd you roll? No.
3.
No.
Oh,
So none of
God.
you see Sven, and you hear
I
Ronan
sure do
call
hope
out.
Sven got out of the truck.
Fortunately, Ronan made it and just makes the comment. Was he supposed to get out of the truck before or
He's
after?
supposed to get out.
He's at 8 points. You guys do see that, but you take out the window and you can move now.
Like,
My next roll is to try and get up and work my way out.
Like,
Yeah.
whisper yell, Sven, run!
Those buttons hate me worse. But that would be agility.
Yep.
Yeah, 31. I'm limping out slow.
Yeah, it was a tough fall. You managed to get to like a knee and begin the process. Fortunately, he wasn't spotted by the guy that came out here. And top of the order, we'll go with the rotation now. This guy still had bumps getting up after the explosion, knocked him down.
So I'll hop in through the broken window.
Yep.
That's over there.
It's just a step, basically. You have
Right.
35 feet of movement if you want
I
to keep
roll observation for the surrounding area.
Sure.
83.
You
Plus
notice
10, 93.
this looks like an office. There is some paperwork here that has the Heartland Foundation symbol on it. And with that roll, basically, as you guys can see, I'm looking around for a second. You guys can look into it. But you see that there's an old safe with some paperwork in it. And otherwise, it looks like 2 chairs. And that's it.
Anyone in like this area?
You don't see anyone now.
Then I'll carefully my like well. I'll make my out. So I could wait for everyone to catch up, or I could just rush out. But I think keeping our element of surprise is probably the idea.
Yep.
So I'll kind of
All right. You just hold here.
I'll hold that.
Your turn, man.
I'm gonna follow him.
Hey, you can just hop right in. Okay. And no, they're not noticing shit. This guy just fluidly jumps in and follows you. All right.
So another agility check to see if I can get out.
Yep.
87, so that's like a 97. So that gets me 2 out, right?
Yep.
And then this thing keeps driving forward.
Yep.
Oh god, it's gonna hit that dude!
It does ping off of the big barrel because of the angle you went in at, just because now it's free moving.
Just gonna smear right across.
Yeah,
the
it's
floor.
just a smear as it goes. But as it hits this, which is bolted into the ground, it starts grinding and spewing as it hits that frame.
That's gonna sound horrible.
Oh, it does. You guys hear this deafening creaking. I don't know a better term for it coming from the hall.
Tearing of concrete and metal.
Yeah, it's just spinning around, rubbing up against this one. Yeah, this thing is a red mush of limbs and arms that are just crushed and dead.
Excellent.
And Sadim would be keeping a watch on it. So as soon as Sadim sees him come out, probably limping, I'm backing up so I'm less than 50 feet away.
Yeah.
like,
Next
right up
roll
towards the
is
door?
when you start giving the roll for Sadim to crawl back to the truck as he's trying to equal the distance. Because it was a tough fall from the back of a truck when you got stuck with a spray.
Yep.
They are trying to make observation checks to see anything. As far as they have not seen, they do not notice shit yet. It is loud and they are at disadvantage because of the screeching of the engine.
Okay.
Top of the order, Greg.
So, like, take a peek around the corner.
As you come around this corner,
Or not come around it, but like take a look around it. just
sure.
Survey the area.
Make an observation check.
Use boosted perception for that plus 20. And now, 41 total.
Okay.
I don't see shit.
You don't see anyone. At the moment, this room you do realize looks to be. You hear the buzz of electricity coming from this area. That much you do make out with that roll, but you otherwise don't really see much. It looks like the lights are off in these two rooms. This room you see a lot of. Looks to be a bunch of different technological stuff. That's it. All right.
I don't spot that dude.
No. You were looking in this room. If you were trying to look all around, you may have met him, but nah, it was just off. You had to roll above 50.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
did not.
Nope, you didn't.
That's shadow ahead of us.
Um,
Oh, you were a shadow.
Oh.
he is making his way running into the building because you realize he
Oh,
jumped
right,
out
right,
40
right,
feet
right.
before, now has to run all the way in. So he's making his way. He'll be the end of this round.
He's going in the building.
Well, he's
To
doing
center of
his...
attention. I thought he was going to come back around and meet us at the truck.
Hey, if he's being a distraction.
Hey, whatever he
I'm gonna
decides.
go through the door and check
I
out
guess we
this
forgot to
first
tell
room.
him.
All right, you're able to get here. As you come around the corner, you do see this guy at the railing with a rifle, looking for whatever caused the disturbance. Seems to be focused on the truck. You...
Throw him over the edge.
But you wanted to go in this room, or?
No. Their backs are turned. Could I jump and just push him over the thing? Over the railing?
Yep, make a grapple check. You mean jumping on him, you run the risk of him grabbing you and going off with you.
No.
But-
Like,
You want to grab his legs and throw him off.
Yeah.
Grapple check.
83.
Shit. Okay, it's only 10 feet. It's not all that dramatic. You're not dropping off a building, but...
Yeah, no.
yeah, no. Let me
I mean, he
see
could-
how he lands.
could snap his
land
neck.
on your head.
4!
Oh, come on.
Did he fall on his head?
He's not going to die from that because he has HP, and he is wearing a ballistic helmet. But...
But that's a concussion.
Yeah, no, he's going to take...
hard.
He's dazed at least.
9 damage later, yeah. So you watch as you run up to him, grab his feet, and just whip. He does a head over head, falls, lands square on his back 10 feet down with a...
Duck back in the room, quick.
And you hear him rolling around because he wasn't expecting that. You know
Did
what?
they actually hear that over that stupid caterpillar? Bulldozer?
No.
Stuff.
But... and Bulldozer's still going. It is, you can tell at this point it's burning itself out. The engine just, it's getting slower. It's not going to
Maybe
go
it'll
long.
explode too.
It will grind itself out.
Aw.
I'll give you that metagame. It's not going to explode. It's just going to grind itself out until it stops. But it's still going right now.
But it would take it forever to do so. Have you ever seen one of those things?
Yeah, you're at disadvantage for observation checks now, by the way, because you can hear this thing going off in the
I have
room.
what?
You're at disadvantage
Oh,
for any
yes.
observation checks, because that's what I'm giving as the benefit for that
Yeah.
thing going off.
With those bulldozers, it'll usually break a tread before it actually kicks. I've driven one. They're fun.
Any other actions you want to commit? You still have about 15 feet of movement, or...
I'm
you
gonna
can't
go
move
back
back.
and check the other room for the hostages.
Okay, once you're back in this room, that you notice that the sound, it's very very soundproofed in these rooms. Make an observation check at basic. You don't have disadvantage because you're not in this room anymore. Clear 50?
No.
Almost.
Close enough?
49, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you because I'm not picky. In this room, you see another device, just like the one you pulled out of the back of the truck, that you see now. Make an endurance check for me.
51.
You realize that for the first time in your life, as far as you can remember, you almost feel like your body is trying to change itself back into human form. And you notice that there is the buzz of electricity that he heard before, you are hearing now coming from this room. And as you get closer to the door, once you're standing here for more than a few seconds, you feel your body you almost feel that urge that you want to turn back to human.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not enough that you can't just fight it.
Right.
But anymore, if you tried to walk into that room, you would feel like it would get worse. But yep, so that's the end of your movement. And
Agility roll to see if I get back, right?
Yep.
Towards
That's
the
the deal.
truck. Ooh, 70 plus...
Give it an agility.
I don't think I have agility on him.
Actually, yeah, I'm not sure I bothered. Well, he doesn't really have much for stats. But at 70, you do eventually
75
make
total.
it. 75 total, that's actually enough. You make it back to the truck.
And the truck is backed up to the back door, too, so I'm right there.
Right there. He manages to limp his way over and hop back in his seat. It's reassuring for you because he was limping.
And can I have a medical roll to try and make him feel better?
Sure. You clear 50?
59 plus...
Base roll made it. So, yep, as you get in the seat, you do
Make him
your
feel
thing,
better.
and he relaxes. And you do realize that it looks like he possibly sprained his knee during that fall. That was the reason for the limp. It was a drop of 9 feet onto his side.
Good job, man, though. That's loud. I can still hear it.
It was good. Everything worked out. Okay, and then all of a sudden for them inside, as this vehicle starts to go, the engine, you hear a co-co-co. And the engine just burns itself out. There's smoke coming out of it. It just gave out.
Is it still making the noise?
No. It goes quiet in this room, and then you hear the sound of yelling and scuffling coming from that hallway, which is actually otherwise dead quiet. You do hear the buzz of electricity now, and it's loud. But, so Shadow manages to come in, and now at this point, and not much of what blew up was flammable. Most of it was stone, metal, and steel. So most of the flame is bad as he comes in.
Classic New Hampshire brick warehouse.
Yep, exactly. He manages to get halfway up the stairs and throw a knife with good accuracy into one of the guys. Yeah. Alright.
I didn't think he was suicidal, but okay.
Well, he knew that the group was going in this way, doesn't see them there, so figured that they'd be up here, so...
Drawing attention away from us.
Yep, so... Alright, perfect. So, this guy manages to get up. Get to his feet, kind of. Charging up the stairs, starts calling out, attack, attack, attack. This guy starts looking around. This guy manages to go over, notices Shadow. Misses with both shots of an SMG at him. Fortunately. But, Shadow was crawling up the stairs. He was trying to be stealthy. They didn't even think he spotted him until this guy rolled a 98. Yep, on top of the order. Go ahead, Greg.
Alright, I'll approach the door. Do I feel weird as I get closer to it, or...?
Your power is activated. His is currently activated. But I would say that what you feel once you arrive at exactly the same space that distance he is, make a...
I feel slower.
Make an endurance check, just to check how you feel. This isn't actually making you do anything.
48.
You right now feel a certain level of fatigue, like you've overused your power, but you haven't. It just feels kind of like you would if you just couldn't use your power again. Your body was too out of it. It feels nagging for you.
I'll drop the use of my power for now then.
You weren't actively using it.
Alright. I
So,
guess I'll head in the room.
okay. As you walk in the room, you realize this guy turns around and sees you.
Shit, alright, I'm gonna shoot him then.
Okay.
Surprise lost.
Yep. Mind you, it's quiet now, so every footstep you guys make, you can hear at different points. There is still the rumbling of destruction from here, and that thing's gone. It's smoking, but...
I can't believe that thing died so quick. That must have been really bad repair.
Roll the 2. I roll 4, man.
86 to hit that guy.
Yep, you hit him. I roll damage.
10.
Okay.
Even for like his leg, let's say.
He manages to kind of lean back against the railing, but you put a bullet into his thigh.
Alright, and then
It looks like a good hit.
kind of maneuver. Oh yeah, he doesn't have like a good view of me.
One other thing that you do realize when you're in this room
Oh, are
is...
there more guys in the room?
No, this is something you realize once you get into the room a little more. Under a dull light here, you see that there's a person there.
Oh shit.
They're unconscious. They're laying on the ground.
Alright.
They're not... you do see that there is a bolted handcuff at their ankle as you get close.
I'll
But,
move around to be like on the opposite side of it.
okay.
Yeah, about there-ish. So he
Okay.
doesn't have clear view of me.
Yep, no problem. All right, go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry, Tony. My bad. I mean, from where you're at, you could have easily seen the exchange there, so you know that there's a guy there, and like I'll give you that because you were right next
Clearly
to him.
probably heard a gunshot.
And there were gunshots.
I'm going to be able to go through the room unaffected
Yeah.
as far, and then just
Well,
same thing.
Oh, unaffected by this?
Yeah.
You'd have to make
Another endurance check?
Yeah, another endurance check, basically, just to not be phased by it, because you're going right by where the scanners are pointed. Because you see up here that the scanning device, the device that seems to emanate the energy coming from a point, is directed. But you are going right in its field.
Yeah.
So, and if you turn back to human, it will not be a self-controlled thing.
Right.
So you probably end up, like, coming back in human, like, stunned. Or at least dazed. Because it's not going to be willful.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
What'd you roll?
23 and
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's enough.
Yeah. As you go through, you feel what you can only describe as a weird radiating energy, and all of a sudden, without meaning to, you literally collapse into your female form. Completely unintentionally. It was just, and you're not stunned because you didn't fumble. You didn't roll under a 10,
Right.
which is my scale of how bad it would be. But it's going to take you your next round to get back up, and at the moment, you do not feel even capable of changing. So you have 3 rounds. I actually forgot to move him last turn, but I'll get to that. He actually is here now.
Kick back and watch us die.
Just watching us get murdered.
No. So yeah, and you have 3 rounds before you could try to get out of it once you get out of the field.
Okay.
So you will not be able to go back to your monkey form for the next 3 rounds at least.
Okay.
We can no longer return.
So, all right.
Sven, did we remember to shut off the electricity before we raided the place? No, I don't think we did.
Abby, what's up?
Oh, fuck. Alright, then I guess Sadim will stay with the truck, obviously, because he's hurt and so forth. I'm wondering what's starting to take you guys so long, even though it hasn't been long.
Not at all.
So, I will go towards the door, and if I get into the doorway, do I see him, like, with his back to the doorway?
I mean, you'd have to walk down the 2 hallways to get all the way there, but,
Okay, so that would be, like, next round then.
next round, you'd be able to come out of the room. It would
Okay.
take you a moment to get out of the truck and hop away all the way. But, so Shadow comes up here, throws 2 knives. They go wild. Both of them. 1-7. Ronan comes over and all right, he does 2 slash. He pulls a sword from his back, slashes across his side, then scratches across his other leg, not the one you hit. Double college. So he is knocked prone.
Okay.
Now their turn. All right. So Shadow
You're the one
will.
that gave hate to Shadow,
I didn't mean to get him, murdered.
like a certain cart driver. Seems almost fitting to that. So sad. You know what's funny? This was actually on my playlist for a while.
Oh.
This exact music compilation.
Good mix. So Shadow takes a couple of SMG glazing hits, does a bit of damage, but he's still standing. The guy next to Ronan is able to kind of use his hand to get up, takes a swing at Ronan, hits him, just does a quick solid jab to Ronan who's nearby, doing 6 damage.
Wrong punch for someone with no legs.
He is a guard. They'll get trained. But, alright, and this guy will get to about here. Takes a paw shot at Shadow at the corner, but misses. Top of the order.
Alright, so the device that's doing the thing.
Yep.
It's like a computer.
It's an old school type monitor connected to what looks like a little radar disc with a few boxes near it.
I'll run up and smash it. Hammer.
Make an attack roll.
Does that get advantage since it can't defend itself?
Computer.
You didn't fumble, right?
No.
Okay. I put
40 plus my power on melee gives me 50 exactly.
You honestly, it's an inanimate object, and I rolled to see how durable it was set up, and it was a 7. So you just bring your hammer and you knock off the monitor, the console unit, breaking it.
Does the electrical buzzing stop?
You still hear the buzzing coming from this room.
Oh.
There is another device, as far as you can tell, but this one does stop.
Oh, cool.
And groggily, you see that almost immediately after it stops, you hear a grumbly as a guy starts to stand up. Or get to a knee. He's very weak. But it looks to be what you see here, just a dude. Just a dude. Just standing there. He looks to be pretty muscular, but otherwise he's just kind of getting to his feet, really tired. But, do you want to do any other action?
What's the organization called again?
The Heartland Foundation.
Asking. I mean, he's just getting to his feet.
Yeah, he's still pretty dazed right now.
I was gonna just quickly be like, "Are you with?" But I'll save that.
Yep. So,
can I try dragging her out of the doorway? Doesn't get shot.
Or help her up?
you can help her out.
Help her up.
Okay, do you contest it?
No.
Okay, then basically because you are much bigger than her, you just... You're up. And you, at the moment, only have one more round before you could go back to animal form at this point, because now the energy is dissipated. You can breathe normally. It's going to take you at least to another round to recover, but you could turn back to animal form shorter, now that the energy's gone. But you still hear the buzzing, both of you, from this room. And you also see the guy as you're parked up that kind of get up, and he's just resting.
You said he had cuffs on his legs, right?
There is a cuff to the floor that's connected to his foot.
Cuffed.
It looks like it's just a chain with a, anklet style handcuff.
Right.
But,
I send a text to Latham to file a sexual harassment case against. I didn't like the way he grabbed me when he picked me up. Felt
Trying to stop you from getting shot.
yeah, he put you into a corner where you actually have cover now, so it's likely that saved you from being shot in the head.
I still felt like he might have squeezed my boob. I don't know. Just
We are under gunfire. I'm trying to not get murdered. I
You guys thought
apologize.
I was the asshole.
I'm just trying not to get raped. I
We were concerned with the armed goons directly outside the
You
door.
could draw your guns if you wanted.
I'll draw my guns and just kind of peek around the corner and go for this guy.
Sure, go ahead, 2 shots. You basically just draw and then look and then you can fire.
Yeah.
What, doggy? Is it blue time for you? Is that
10 is 100, right?
All zeros.
All zero.
All zeros is 100.
Yeah, so that would be a 19.
That would be a 19.
First shot goes wild. I don't think that. Yeah, you're still below 50. 60. Sorry.
Be 91.
That's a solid hit. Roll damage.
That's a D10.
Plus 2, I think.
Yeah. That'd be 3.
Okay. Little glancing shot over shoulder. Does a little damage, not much.
As I'm walking through that hallway, I'm gonna keep an eye out, see if there's any light switch or circuit breaker boxes. Uh, 75.
Is that the observation check to see? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, yep. You do see a circuit box that looks to be like a couple of the circuits are rigged up to be higher.
I'm just gonna go over to it and flip it off on my way past it.
Okay,
And we'll see what turns off in the process.
yep. So you guys all see it gets real dark for a second. The emergency, basically backup generator kicks on, and the lights basically turn on. You do see a couple lights in the other rooms turn on. The buzzing goes away.
Alright.
Yep.
And do I have enough other action to try and take a pot shot at him when I get to the door?
Yeah.
56 plus...
It's like 15.
I think so.
It's a hit.
Okay. So, he has to make the endurance check for the tranquilizer.
89, he made that. So he's at minus 10 for D4 rounds?
Yeah.
2 rounds.
Negative 10 to next action for D4 rounds, and disadvantage on next action.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. All right. All right. So the guy right here takes 2 daggers from Shadow. Alright, and then Ronan runs forward. Misses with his first swing, goes with a stab. Hits. Okay. So that stab wound that he gave him was pretty brutal. Right in his gut, twisted the blade, ripped it out. Yeah, no, I mean, he's wielding a sword. It's not pretty.
Can I do one more thing?
You've already used 2 actions, man.
I was just gonna yell something out.
Off action, sure.
Yeah, while I was taking a shot. What's taking you guys so long?
Guys with guns.
Well, that way too. The guys that are up on the walkway. I have pretty good cover from them shooting at me, but at least it gives a slight distraction.
Alright, yeah.
That's the only thing that I was thinking, and just to be an asshole.
Oh, you do see that as you did that, though, the guy that you shot did realize that you were right there, but that's it. The other guys didn't notice. They're busy. It's their turn now. This guy's not really getting up. He tries to go for another swing at Ronan, but misses. Alright. This guy gets another shot off with his SMG, misses one shot, hits Shadow with the second. The guy over at your door, the one that spotted you after getting shot by you, fires his assault rifle at you, misses his first shot, and second shot, they both go on the wall to the right.
Okay.
Top of the order, go ahead. And you two make an observation check.
52.
What?
Oh, 4.
Okay.
Or wait, you said the buzzing went away, right?
Yep.
How were the...
5 those. Okay.
Or... Okay, 70.
Okay. You see that as this guy's starting to get up, you actually see a female crawling on the floor toward the door over here.
Oh, shit.
She is... You just see that she's wearing what appears to be a very ornate Japanese-style dress.
Are there hostages? Hostage.
There seems to be two.
This guy look like he's with everyone else? Like, is he dressed the same?
No. He's dressed like a guy they picked up who was driving.
Ah, okay.
They both... And he's still handcuffed to the ground.
Alright.
You do see, though, that after a second, as he's getting up, you see him getting... You see what appears to be smoke coming off him.
Oh.
As you realize that the manacle at his ankle, he's not wearing shoes or socks at the moment, is starting to get red hot.
Oh, okay.
And you also realize that the woman, as she's crawling forward, you realize a human hand probably wouldn't be scraping into pavement.
Where's his?
It appears to be. You hear it. But, so you go ahead, man.
I rush forward to her.
Yep.
I see into the room from the doorway, or?
Yeah, sure. This is destroyed. So you see in this corner, there's another one of those devices set up. It looks a little bit bigger than the other one. It looks like the scanning device or the projection device is this big.
Alright. I guess could I try to help her to her feet too?
Sure. You see that, the only way I can describe it is she smells you.
Okay.
But then she lets you help her up.
Alright. And I'll start heading back this way as far as I can get.
Do you
Alright,
keep
so-
supporting her or just give her to the wall?
I'll keep supporting her.
Okay, you bring her in this way. Your turn, man.
I'm gonna go 2 shots at. Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
get these hostages up as soon as we can put the place down on these guys.
16.
First shot, nope.
And 79.
Hit, roll damage.
That would be a 10.
Yep.
10.
10 plus
2.
2, I think, right?
Yeah.
3.5.
So 12.
Yeah, so he has 3 more hit points. So as you shot him, you see him start to go limp. The bullet that you shot him in went right under his arm. You see him start coughing up blood as he goes to his side and drops.
Fall off the ledge. Go over the railing.
I'll play it out. Yep, as he does that, he falls over the side and just lands in a heap. Blood spewing out of his ballistic mask.
Big splat.
Not big spot, it's only 10 feet.
Oh, I
But-
was just thinking all the blood from all the holes in him.
That too, yeah. No, it's a splatter. Okay, so, what do you remember?
Okay. So I'm gonna take another pot shot at that guy
Okay.
that shot at me, and then I'm gonna duck behind the door, and I'm gonna yell, Because you care! Ooh. 60 plus that's 75. So that would be a hit.
Yep.
So now he's at what? Negative negative 20 to next actions for the next.
Yep, 2 rounds. And disadvantage on his next action.
Yeah.
Yep.
And duck me behind the wall.
Okay, so you heard that. And,
Give a chuckle.
okay, Shadow does 2 knife throws and then starts falling back. Honestly, he's actually just...
Coward.
Yep. Uses...
Running out of knives.
Yeah, he basically makes his way out of the door now. So he'll loop around to the building and get to the truck. Because honestly, this guy is now moving back this way. At this point. But... So... Okay, Alright, you see Ronan take... Ironically enough, I gave him throwing stars that he succeeds with. You see Ronan grab 2 throwing knives.
Cooler shadow.
So far, what do we get that way? And takes them and hurls them, and basically both of them stick into this guy. Alright, for a total of 9 damage.
We trade one in for Shadow?
Ask Latham. He'll probably approve it.
Especially Shadow just ran off.
So you hear behind you. You feel behind you. You need to. I won't make you do an agility check.
You're facing him.
But this guy, you see this as you taking the woman over. He just gets. He looks up at you. His eyes are actually flame, and he then you see his hoodie that he was wearing burn off, and you see all these arcane script that appear to be somehow on his body, tattoos maybe, start lighting on fire. You can also see this if you just lean back 1 foot.
Yeah.
And he actually begins to walk forward toward the door. He's not attacking you. And you step back?
Yeah.
Ronan jumps back 15 feet. When he sees a flaming guy. So, as this guy just comes out of the hallway, you see him start moving his hands and just hurls out what appears to be a fucking fireball.
Damn.
And it's only as he's described as he was molding something and then threw it. It looked very much more like dodgeball of a fireball than it did casting a summoning.
Man.
Right.
Hmm?
You trade
Man.
Shadow into
Kinda.
the sky?
Yeah, this guy manages to stay alive.
Apparently.
Not much. He is knocked prone as his entire coat is covered in like what looks to be hot flame char leather. And he takes 12 damage. So he is screaming in pain. The girl next to you, you see that she is walking on her own now. She kind of lets go of you. And she asks in a very broken English, "Who are you?"
We're with Latham. We're here to get you back to your people. At the, what was the bar called?
The safe haven.
At the Safe Haven Bar.
She nods in agreement. You realize she speaks very little English.
Was there anyone else in that room that you came from?
She shakes her head down.
Alright.
Your turn now, by the way.
I guess I'll tell her to get safely away from the fight. Like, probably ask her to head over to this area.
Gonna lead her towards the back stairs.
Yeah.
If you want to stay with her, that's
Yep.
as far as you can get. And then she'll get in there, and then you can move back if you
Hostage is a priority. Once we get her out here, we can raise the place.
Yep. Go ahead, man.
All right. Everyone's dead now, right?
Nope.
Oh, we still have him.
Technically, right?
Yeah.
He's literally burning. I mean, if you give him 2 rounds, he'll probably die. I don't think he'll do too much, but you realize he got hit by a fire.
Okay, bless you. I'll move her to just in front of him and take 2 shots at.
Yep, he doesn't seem to. He just moves back as you walk by. He's not attacking you directly.
70.
Hit.
1. 74 for the second.
2 solid hits. Roll damage.
Does he have hit points to manage more than 6 hit points?
He's still
7.
kicking. 7.
7 for the first.
All right.
And 5 for the second.
Okay. Yep, he is wearing armor, but you get some solid hits on him. He's definitely hurting a little bit. He does fire back. What's your DB? 10?
10.
Okay. He gets 1 hit off. Take 9 damage from his assault rifle.
Have we healed from last week?
Yes.
Okay.
That was like 2 days ago. You
Alright.
you could have rested up. His next shot, he shoots at Ronan. Misses completely. Shoots the wall. All right. Top of the order. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. What do you? Any actions you want to commit? Sorry, I forgot.
Peek out. And
At this moment, you're pretty much at maximum range for your shot. You'd be at
but I
disadvantage.
can see the flaming guy.
On the catwalk up ahead.
Yeah.
Vaguely, you can see the top of him.
I can see the glow from the flaming guy up on the catwalk, right?
Yes.
Because that's not that far from me, and it's like a see-through catwalk for the most part.
Yeah, you can see that there is a flaming guy up there. Oh, you mean this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see him standing there. He's got flame coming off his body as if it's excluding from its pores.
Damn, boy, I love the flames. If you need a ride, come on. We're leaving. Feel free to light this place up.
Okay. I'll get to it. It's actually his turn next. But yeah. Okay. You just see that he turns, and you see that a lot of red and heat come from this area.
Cool.
Get out of here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
You might want to stop
As
running.
I'm like passing through, I'm like, all right, people, wrap it up.
You almost feel the heat coming from the room. He just walks in and used his immolate.
Miss, you might want to run a little faster.
Yep. You see that it's getting hot. You can feel it through the wall. To the point where even this guy. Yeah, fuck it. This dude just starts beelining it out the building.
What about the guy who's already on fire?
He'll slowly walk his way out.
He tries to get up, but then you realize that whatever he was hit with was so hot that you can see his back and his legs.
Oh, no.
Like it burned through his clothing. He is in a lot of pain. He drops 4 feet away. And you make your way back out through this side.
Yeah.
Yep. As you and Ronan is basically just hanging right here. You see Ronan coming in. You hear the footsteps running. You gather it's getting hot. The flame is starting to burn through the floor under this platform. Like he is just immolate. And then as Ronan waits for you to go, because that was generally his job, you stay with her. As you guys see flame coming out of here, out comes the guy. Not flaming. He's not wearing a shirt now. And he still has all these dark brown, nearly black tattoos over his body. But he's not flaming, he just walks out. And he doesn't really seem to be either able to talk or willing. He's also very tired looking. But he follows you guys.
All right.
You guys make your way out?
I say we head out the hole in the wall that the battering ram
That's
made.
down the way from where your truck is. It'd be quicker there than around the
Because
front.
if we went
So
back to here, we'd be risking getting close to what I assume is probably on fire.
yeah. Okay.
You guys all set up there?
Yep.
Yep. You hear footsteps running
We got
above
the
you.
hostages.
Of multiple people as they make their way down. You find, and when, yep, and they come out.
I'll
this.
make my way out because That way it's easier for me.
Yep. So as you guys exit the hole that was made by the bulldozer, make an observation check.
Do I make one too?
Sure.
I'm
You
not
got
gonna
out the same
decide.
time they did, kind of.
92 base.
54, 64.
Something total.
80.
Okay, so you all make every observation check I had. First off, you see that Ronan calls out, have Latham reach out if you need anything.
Will do.
And then you see him just kind of give you a wave, and he just beelines it to the tree line.
Yes.
The two,
Taxi's this way.
yeah, well, yeah, and the two guys with you are going.
I
and
just kind of wonder out loud if Shadow gets set on fire and all of that.
he's waiting at the truck.
I'll say that without noticing him.
I made a roll. He made it back to the truck with no difficulties. He wasn't ambushed by another group, unfortunately.
As soon as we get back to the truck and Sven starts driving, and I'll see if anyone needs any medical care.
Aside from what appears to be some, only way I can describe as roughhousing that the Japanese girl, Makiko, I think I called her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Makiko.
Makiko. She looks like they roughed her up. You realize, the guy is much more communicative. He was kidnapped 3 days ago.
Oh shit.
And when he was brought in, there was already someone in here. All he remembers seeing is they drugged him up. I mean, but once his powers reactivated, he burned it out of his system, which was literally when he was heating up. That
Yeah,
smoke you
These people
saw,
are horrible like that.
he just grumbles, evil bastards.
Fucking assholes.
Bastards.
They all have to die.
Burn them all. His eyes are now flaming as he says that. It's a
I
reflex.
like this guy.
He's a decent guy.
Yeah, I care too. That's why they
Makiko,
must die.
you see, when you get back to the truck though, Makiko asks in as broken English as possible, can I call my group?
Dial the number on my speed dial and hand it to her.
You see her like
As
cradling
I'm,
the
as
phone.
I'm pulling out like pain relievers and I'm packing a bowl for everyone.
Yep. Other than some minor bruising, she is fine. The guy had some tearing from the anklet when they had to dose him, but otherwise he's fine too. They'll heal on their
Stab
own.
and so forth.
You don't even have to use your powers. It's just salve and bandage.
Yeah.
So you see that Makiko, she's on the phone for exactly 90 seconds, and she basically is speaking in very fast, occasionally giving off a soft sob Japanese. I don't think any of your backstories include you speaking Japanese. So none of you speak Japanese, which at this point isn't very common. And she, thanks you. When she goes back, she says it in straight Japanese, and then she just waits patiently. You are able to talk to the other guy whose name is Eddie. And Eddie is literally a welder.
Sweet.
And he's basically works the night shift at a welding agency, was on his way home from work 3 days ago after working second shift, and the last thing he remembers is getting into an accident of some kind, like as if they drawn him off the road. He was about to get out of his car, and then he felt really tired. You realize that with a lot of the Arcanium elementals, when their powers are defected, it affects their energy, their aura, their energy field. It makes them physically weak if they're suppressed, which wouldn't, in your case, it just shuts it off. To them, it actually is physically exhausting, as he describes it.
Well, Eddie, if you're okay, why don't you talk to Sven? It'd be much more informative for you. Because Sven's going to be interested in a welder. I can do stuff like that.
Yeah, he will talk to Sven. But yeah,
Send business to fellow freaks.
he tells you he's got a shop not far from
Exchange business cards.
North Bennington. It's a welding shop. He runs the place. Just him and a couple employees. And he's unmarried, no kids. So
Hey, full credit for you.
as he describes it, when you're a freak, you use what you got.
I hear you.
And he says it's easier to hot weld a engine together when all you have to do is touch it, as opposed to having to use an arc welder. Makiko is pleasant and quiet. She does not speak one word after her thank you for the phone call. Do you contact Latham?
Yeah. And the
FY.
club.
Oh, you also get a picture sent to your email. One of the things that Ronan made sure to do was no one escaped. No one, he said that the guy who escaped, did make it out. He got to a vehicle. No, he saw the vehicle running off a side road. So, but the building is burning. He sent you a picture of it entirely in flames. You even see in one picture it looks like part of the roof's collapsing into this area. So, total destruction of everything in it.
Should have wrote Mina's murder on the side of the building.
Yep. Shadow is a little damaged, but alive, unfortunately.
Give him medical care.
Kia thanks you for it.
Yeah.
Waiting for the time where I can give him the epic.
You could have had him blow up in a truck full of explosions.
You don't get to see that. It's not visible. It's quick. I can do better. Yeah, we can do better.
Ensure his demise.
Why is he all of a sudden handcuffed without his knives? The party just pushes him into the Minotaur coming out to kill you.
Go get him,
Bring
Shadow.
out the gimp.
Oh god. So you do arrive back at the safe house. Basically, Eddie tells you that
You want to be dropped off at home, or where do you want to be dropped?
he tells you that he's got some friends near the bus station. If you drop him off there, he'll make his way back. But
Wherever you want to be.
it's right on the way.
I'll take you right home if you want.
It would be a little out of your way to do that, but he tells you that the bus station is close enough.
Let me drop off her first, and I don't mind.
Okay, you guys head to Safe Haven. Latham propitiates it. You also get an email transferred from Latham that's in Japanese. There is a rough translation at the end where it's a accommodation and thanks from the Japanese delegation to the Latham group. Basically, he's telling you that they got an attaboy from the Japanese delegates. Latham also says that according to the current chatter they've intercepted from the contacts, the Heartland Foundation is scrambling now to figure out what, with news of the destruction of the property. It looks like they had one survivor, which is the one that escaped.
Send an email back, blame PETA.
He laughs and he says that you get the automated response from Latham saying that just to watch them squirm is fun enough. Don't need to give them a target for their aggression, just to watch them squirm.
Okay. Then I'll probably try and call PETA later. Say that they were doing animal testing there. No, I'll call one of the activist groups. You don't actually have to make an actually decent argument as long as they somewhat believe that you're doing that and they'll go protest.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yep. And in-game, and the Hotline Foundation does have protests in various groups that just seem to last a couple days and then nothing happens after or they get arrested. But,
Not to be annoying.
more annoying, and this is making them scramble, so that's what Latham's happy with, and but does thank you for the accurate completion. When you arrive back at the safe haven, the orders were just to deliver Makiko, so you don't have to go in for that if you don't want to. You can send in.
I'll hang out with Eddie and stuff and let them take care of it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can go ahead and bring her. When you realize, you see that the minute that you bring her in the back door, which same directions, bringing the back door, the guy's waiting.
Same way we came in before.
Same way we came in just this session. You see that he is the Japanese delegate, the one that you met before.
He's now dead on the floor. Uh-oh.
Let's finish up. Safe Haven, the club manager's still there. He is with the guys still. You see at this point they've had a bartender arrive. They're getting a drink.
Same bartender as before?
No.
The guy who spoke to you?
No. This looks to be an African-American female.
Oh, okay.
I know, in a minute, dog. I know, relax, go lay down. He actually kind of almost gets up quickly, spilling his drink, to get over to Makiko. And then you see him kind of realize that he's jumped out of his seat, and he walks over. They bow. They speak in Japanese for a few seconds. The club giant manager comes over. And mind you, I don't think I've ever specified his name, but it's Cornelius. No. But he goes by club. He's nicknamed the club manager, and that's why he goes manager. He's not the club owner. That's why it's a separate. But the manager.
I thought you meant the Japanese delegate.
No.
Very strange name.
No. The Japanese guy. You never actually got his name. You just realize he is, the club manager does tell you that, as he said, the assistant leader of the Japanese delegates, his nickname is Oni. And he is the guy that was the one that requested you for the job.
Pony?
Oni. O-N-I.
Oh.
It's Japanese demon.
He's the second?
Second leader of the Japanese delegates. He also handles most of their business arrangements. You can tell from his body language alone, he is very happy to have Makiko back. And he nods to you guys as him and Makiko and the bodyguard, which is located by their table, make their way out. So after a while, basically, as you're getting back there, Eddie asks if he can take a nap.
Oh, definitely.
His body is exhausted. There's bags under his eyes now, because also, mind you, when he emulated that room, he max outputted his power. His body is out. He gives you his address and says that he's let a friend know. He asked if he could use the phone. He called a friend, so a friend will meet him at his house.
So, Eddie, I want your permission first before I do this. Would you like an IV drip? Make you feel a little bit better while you rest? Just a nutrient drip, I promise.
As he's like passing around, he's like, okay. And then just literally like coughs out on the
Set him
couch.
up with an IV drip, nutrient drip, kind of saline solution, just make him feel a little bit better.
Yep, he is peacefully resting in a few moments. He's definitely, you can see that it doesn't look like they've been feeding him much. And he did tell you that he had no idea why he was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Only that he was a weird type of anomalized according to some group that he met. But doesn't have much more info than that before he passes out.
Okay.
Alright, so I think that's the end of the session. You guys can, after you drop off Eddie at his house where his friend is waiting to pick him up, help him into the house and shit.
Yeah.
You guys can head back to your living establishments. And so the next session, we'll plan for next week.
Yep. 5:30.
Alright, everyone have fun?
Yeah, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, good time, Tony?
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
absolutely.
Good.
It was
Glad
awesome.
to hear. Awesome.
It was a fun encounter. Did a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, we did. No, and I like that. I love ingenuity, and if you guys can give me a good explanation why it would make sense and be valid in the game, I'm usually willing to work with it. So, but thanks everyone for coming. Had a great session. Yeah, so
Alright.
that should be it for tonight.
Thank you for joining us at Dark Infinium.
Yes.
See you
Brought to you
Saturday
tonight by Diet Pepsi, Diet Dr. Pepper.
Not officially.
Cool.
Not officially. We can't
Not
say that.
Unofficially.
Unofficially.
Brought to
See
you
you Saturday for DuckTales.
Yep.
Probably.
DuckTales?
Toka Tales.
Oh.
Yep.
Shit, man. DuckTales.
And a week later for Infinium.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.